Yo, yo, yo. What's goody in the hoodie? It's your boy E.B.H. Black, aka Boy Black. We working double duty tonight. I'm on the E.B.H. Black page, and I'm on Business Decision Sports, where we gonna have a not so casual debate with the not so casual fans. What's good with the squadron? So we on top of the mountain. It's 3 of the 4 horsemen. That boy Josh, he probably still recovering from last night, and his team not doing so good. Plus, he married, so he might want to stick this one out. So we going into the village tonight, John. Big Cat already said he gonna ride with me. If you seen the thumbnail, talking about Udoka's suspension, but we call it a firing. I call it a firing. And it's crazy because we was talking about this last night, about this whole situation before it unfolded. And we were like, well, I was like, something ain't right about this situation right here. So I had to go tap into the streets. Because the news gets something, the streets get something, but you got to go to the hood where it actually happened at. I remember during the finals, the NBA finals this year, I was telling y'all should go back. Y'all should subscribe to Business Decision Sports. Go back. And when I was telling you I was tapped in, I was hacked in with those fans out there. And then I got the information last night what really was going on. Because they were saying that my man's was messing with a staff member. And I'm like, why did it blow up so much over a staff member? It just didn't seem right. It just didn't seem right. But tonight we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about this ain't got nothing to do with Nia Long. I don't know why Nia Long is even in this conversation. So we fired up Friday tonight, and we're going to do our pick six. We're going to do the pick six for sure. We're going to do the pick six for sure. Big Cat. Crutch 19. You trying to order a pizza, y'all?
No, I'm live and direct.
He live and direct.
Muted. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hey, so look. Initial reaction about the suspension of E.B.H. Udoka. Because we getting into it tonight.
Well, you already know. Like I asked you last night, I keep hearing all this chatter about E.B.H. Who else was involved? I mean, they did say it was consensual. So that leads me to believe that it was a second person involved. Unless he broke a rule and was jacking off in his office and they caught him. But I'm pretty sure that wasn't the case. So, I mean, I got confused last night and I started asking the question. Like regular people do, because I'm a regular type of dude. Who else is involved in this shit? Why they don't want to mention nothing? And then a picture come out and they quick to holler, oh, that ain't her. That ain't her. Y'all hurting the business. Man, hold on. Well, if it ain't her, then y'all already blowing this dude name out there, putting him out there wild. Who else was involved in it? Let's talk about it. Ain't nobody pointing fingers, but damn, if y'all trying to hide her, then what? Who is it?
Who is it?
Who is it?
Right.
Who is it?
What Michael Jackson said, who is it? Is it a friend of mine? Who is it?
And
is it my brother?
To the
who is it?
Out there in Boston. So
who is it?
We got the info of who it is.
Yeah,
so y'all will be let that known tonight. So y'all can quit speculating, talking about, oh, it was this secretary, it was that. No, we gonna tell you who it was tonight.
We go tonight. We gonna tell you.
I said about 10 minutes, but it might not last that long because we fired up Friday.
We fired up. We might just put it all out there. Because
we going all the way live. So tap in.
Straight
up. So join the chat, please,
because
we coming.
Stuff, man. if you're gonna make a story, then tell the story.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, stop with the dumb shit, man.
So,
Keep it real.
So the story, keep it. You know what? I love it. Keep it real.
My
so
dude.
Look, this is what. This is what I want to go a couple ways with this, because you was like, let's keep it real. It came out that he was having inappropriate, consensual. That was a key word, consensual. It was a hot word, consensual. Like y'all said, so it was going both ways. And they put a picture out of a woman. Now, I'm sure, just like anybody that's out there, what they try to do is they try to get as much information so they can be the first to report it. And I'm sure it's not that many women that work in the office with them, so they kind of narrowed it down, leaked it, whatever happened. And it became this big brouhaha about how brothers don't appreciate women, and no matter how good she is, men ain't no good. And I'm like, how did this become about the sisters? I mean, granted, man, my man's was wrong. He was wrong. Let's get that out the way. He got caught up.
Yeah, let's say that before we go any further. I ain't excusing what he did.
Right.
I ain't excusing what he did.
Right. We're not excusing what he did. But we looking at what's going on, big picture. Y'all looking in the micro. I'm looking at it in the macro, big picture. Micro is his relationship with Nia Long. We don't even know what's going on with Nia Long and him. What we do know is they've been engaged since 2015. That's 7 years. Engaged for 7 years. That's a long time to be engaged. They have a 10-year-old son. So we don't know what their relationship dynamic is. That's for them to sort out. We don't have enough information, but I start seeing things like this come up on the internet. Men cheat on successful women to take power from her. If he's unhealed and jealous of her worth and shine, he hopes cheating makes her question her worth, like his inadequacies make him question his.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Now, I apologize because this is not the young lady. This is not the young lady that it was. And let me tell you even about that, what was so funny about that. They started comparing that young lady to Nia Long, saying she's not as cute as her. How could I haven't seen men? Don't let me hold you. I haven't seen men. How could you cheat on Nia Long? Man, we don't know what Nia Long is behind closed doors. I'm sure she can get on a man's nerves just like any woman can.
Right.
Bro.
Not only am I sure she can, I know she can.
You're going to start offending people with what you say.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, we in the town, bro. We riding in the town
we
today.
In the town now.
If you want to take your horse and turn around, then I'll blame you not one bit.
I just want to point out.
We galloping in the town. And I'm usually the first one to say, and be quiet before I offend somebody. But tonight, I don't give a damn.
Right. That's why I'm not so quick to say what he did was wrong. I mean, in what context did he do it wrong? Like, if he's cheating on his wife, okay, yeah, but
they're not married.
He ain't married,
or whatever you want. Yeah,
that's still wrong though.
If he's cheating on his other half, in his relationship, he's wrong. As far as I mean, it seems like the Celtics have an organizational structure where it's okay for some and not others. So I would, in that context, I mean, I guess technically if it's in the wording of his contract, but
so let me ask you this.
It's apparently okay.
Bro. Let me ask you this, because I love you and you know I love you. Who is the others? Who is it okay for and who is it not okay for? We tell them, remember, we in the town
Yeah,
tonight.
no, that's easy. It was okay for the girl. She still got a job.
Right.
Right.
Well, okay. So, all
You
right.
gave a
So,
little, you put a little bit of powdered sugar on there. You put a
you
little bit
want
of
to
powdered
sprinkle a
sugar.
little bit?
Yeah, he sprinkled a little bit on there. He
No,
sprinkled a
that's
little
cool.
bit on there.
What's up, Big Josh? You muted, brother.
He ain't muted. He ain't on.
Oh, here.
No.
Hold on. We'll bring you back up. So, I agree with you. Like in the context of if in his contract it says no fraternization amongst the organization, it is what it is. You notice the NBA over there looking like we ain't got nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? So in the context of that, he's wrong. Now, what is the punishment for that? Okay, the punishment was he was gonna get suspended. Okay, now we can jump down that rabbit hole because we know suspended really means you probably fired. It happens like that in regular jobs. It happened in corporate jobs. It happened in the NBA as well. So what that mean was okay,
And I'm
cool.
cool with that. I ain't got no problem with that. But you got to do it across the board.
Right.
That's our point.
Can you guys hear me now?
Go ahead and say it one more time.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. It's kind of delayed, but yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
But yeah, so what happened is okay, he gets suspended, that's fine. But then they made this about the sisterhood. Because look at it was memes like this. You can't escape your fate. Beyonce. Now all of a sudden Nia Long on the list of women that these men just you can't be too good. Sierra, you know they waiting for Russell Wilson's situation to fall apart and Obama. So they essentially saying that we as black men ain't no good and we never have enough. Now that's where my problem comes in about this whole thing is about how we are being treated as black men. Because ain't nobody waiting to hear from Udoka. He ain't said nothing. You ain't let him sell his side of the story. But we keep jumping on him already. Josh, we in the town. We in the town tonight. If you want to stay a few yards back behind us and avoid the shrapnel, that's fine. We always, like on Sniper, like the like when God was sitting on top of with the sniper rifle, we like, God, we need you now. You can stay way back there if you need to. You know what I'm saying? But I think we gonna be fine. I'm just saying, bro. You know how the horsemen do. Let me read the comments because Macho Man Randy Average is hacking in. He said, "What up to the horsemen? Happy to hack in with you guys. This reminds me of a lot of the fraternization I seen and heard about when I was in the military. Excellent point. It blew my mind how many men and women would risk ruining long and impressive careers just for a few moments of pleasure. Yeah, you know that twat is a hell of a drug. It's a hell of a drug.
Mm-hmm.
So it can get you caught up.
I was powerless.
Fast and hurry. And that's the part as men we don't have a problem with overall. We don't have a problem with that overall. That's why we like, dude, you got caught up. The question is, who did he really get caught up with? Like Boston. We already know what Boston is. Boston is one of the most racist towns in America. I grew up knowing that. I always tried to have an open mind to Boston, but it is what it is. To me, this looked like they was trying to embarrass my guy. And Josh, it ain't got Josh, my brother. But for real. I know we as black people wouldn't be free if it wasn't for a lot of our Caucasian counterparts. We ain't talking about those. So don't try to come for me. Don't try to come for Josh. Don't come for nobody on this panel or in the chat. You feel me? Macho Man Randy Average, nobody. All I'm saying is this. We know that there's an institution, and he obviously crossed the line. You play with fire, you get burned. And that's what happened in this situation. So sisters, stop bringing Nia Long into this. Stop bringing it about the sisterhood into this, because I saw Stephen A. Smith go in. And you know, we got this love-hate in the black community with Stephen A. Smith. The question is, do he keep his black card? Me, I tell him he get to keep his black card. I know, John. He said it's under review, and Crutch agree, and I can agree his paperwork is on probation. But when it's time to
keep it in his hand, he can't put it in his wallet. Got to keep it in his hand.
But when the rubber hit the road, he do hack in and tell it like it is, because the sisterhood tried to come at him today. What was old girl that she from the Bay and everything, and I liked her. I like her and everything, and
Malika. And yeah, now I'm kind of halfway on her, because she oh man.
So
all right, it ain't about Malika. This ain't about Malika. This is about Boston, Massachusetts.
It's about
and
Boston,
the non-disclosure climate this agreement that was signed, that wasn't none of this supposed to be talked about. And guess who leaked it?
Boston.
And guess who got all the blame for it?
Udoka.
I mean,
now, who else was involved in this shit? Y'all got mad because they posted somebody who was the wrong person on Facebook or internet, telling y'all talking about, oh, that ain't her, that ain't her. Y'all hurting our product. Okay, well, damn it, who was it? Y'all the one who
know who it is.
Consensual.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all
let us know who it is.
Let us know
who it is. Like, because I'm tired of asking who.
Okay, wait. First, before we do that, let's read this apology by Udoka, because he did apologize. He says he want to apologize to our players, fans, and the entire Celtics organization and my family for letting them down. I am sorry for putting the team in this difficult situation, and I accept the team's decision. Out of respect for everyone involved, I will have no further comment. And neither
that
should
last
you.
Sentence should say, man, that last sentence should say, out of respect for that bullshit I signed, I'll have no further comment.
And
so he the only one holding up to the contract that everybody signed. In the meantime, everybody out there throwing him under the bus.
Okay, so
that's amazing to me. That is really amazing.
I'm gonna tell him right now who it was, but just know it wasn't one person. It was two. It was two people. It was two people. Two. Not even. It wasn't the woman that they showed. It wasn't the woman that they showed, but allegedly, this was one of them. That's her name. Everything. I hacked in. In Boston. They was telling me through credible sources, this is one of them. She ain't black. So this is not about Nia Long and the sisterhood. She ain't black. Now, y'all have an argument, but y'all arguing the wrong thing. I can get into that later. But this is baby girl. So she did work. So she was a staff member, right? And so from what I understand is that they understood that they knew about these things and talked to him about it, and he didn't never end the relationships. But the other person he was messing with,
nor did they, right? Good point. The other person was, and this is why we fired up about this, not because of the sisterhood or making us look bad as black men. We understand the game, but that don't mean we always play the game appropriately. The second person it was
where's Stephen at? Well, no, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do that. It was the
Man,
senior vice.
you don't stop.
It was a
senior. Put it out there.
It was a senior vice president's wife. That's not a staff member. So when women say that they're being attacked and unprotected and everything, they're protecting her. They're protecting the one that we just showed. They're protecting the girl that the one that should get protected, the one that they threw out there, it wasn't her. But okay, big deal. I'm sure it's not gonna hurt her as a person. They're not gonna be laughing at her at the store or nothing. It's gonna, I don't think it's gonna be is that serious.
She good.
So all these women are being protected, but we have the sisterhood that's mad. Now let's take a look. Because Stephen A went in and he protected the brotherhood. So that's why I can't. One of the reasons why I can't take away Stephen A's black card. But I know it's up for debate. I know it is. I know it. Let's take a look.
Discussing the E.B.H. suspension, which is 1 year for a consensual relationship with a staff member. A couple notes I took, and then I'll get right to the reaction. The suspension comes with a significant financial penalty. There were a couple of violations at least. Brad Stevens was very emotional.
A significant financial. So that means he gonna lose money, right? So that means he lost his money he gonna lose his money for a year.
Yep.
The person he had a consensual relationship, are they losing any money?
Nope.
So if they're not losing any money, who's being exposed right now?
Well, shit, that's easy math.
Okay.
Shit, who name all over the damn?
He
Who
said
all
we have a
name
lot of
all over the
talented women in
internet?
our
All over
organization.
the
Yesterday was
airwaves.
really hard on them. Nobody can control Twitter speculation and rampant expletive. And Brad Stevens definitive about the fact that he will not take over coaching ranks. Obviously, we know even if Joe Mazzulla, who will be the interim coach, didn't pan out. Stephen A, I'll start with you, and then obviously we'll get to Woj. Your reaction to what you just heard.
I didn't think coming into this show that I could get more furious, but I am. Woj, first of all, to you, thank you for your reporting on this story, on top of everything, as always. All I'm going to do is give you my perspective. I certainly don't expect you to have comments about that. Wick, the owner, Wick Grousberg, I like him. Known him for years. Constantly running across him, made in many Celtics events. Been very fond of him. Incredibly disappointed today. Ime Udoka cannot be defended. His actions were egregious, irresponsible to be in the leadership position that he is in. I'm not here to make any excuses or any apologies for his behavior. It is inexcusable. It's a fireable offense as far as I'm concerned.
And I agree with Stephen A. And I think everyone on the panel agrees with him. Am I speaking for all you guys? Or no?
Yeah, but I got a little bit to think about it, because now the more I listen to it, I'm like, well, since they not really saying what happened, and they're not really saying what's going on, how can you say what he did was really a fireable offense if it was consensual?
That's where I'm at.
I guess, hold on, before you answer, Big John, I guess since you sleeping with the vice president's wife.
There we go. There we go. You know what? Hey, so that's
a fireable offense.
See, but that's not what everybody looking at. Everybody looking at he cheated on Nia Long.
Man, we ain't talking about her.
But I ain't got shit to do with the Celtics.
We ain't even gonna talk about her no more during this podcast. I want to know about the other motherfuckers that was involved. the driver, because the vice president owner that own that team, trust me, they don't drive nowhere by themselves. So the driver knew where he was taking his wife. What they call that, her assistant, she know where she at. We got a handful of people that know where the hell she was going, and before they get to E.B.H.
Let's see.
And
for me, it's only to me it's a fireable offense only if it's that way for everybody across the board. Can't pick and choose. It's either wrong or not wrong.
Here's where the line come in. Here's where the line come in, Big John. I'm gonna tell you, this what happened, and y'all gonna think it's funny as hell, cause they put a private investigator out on this shit, right? Cause old boy knew something wasn't right. Come to find out, yeah, E.B.H. was sleeping with your wife. So he went home and was like, hey, look, this is what's gonna happen. You gonna tell me what you and E.B.H. doing, or you gonna lose everything. You ain't getting no alimony. You gonna walk out of here in your drawers. You ain't getting no money for nothing. I'll call my lawyer right now and tell him you was doing some infidelity shit, and you will get kicked straight up out this motherfucker. So she said, all right, babe, look, I'm gonna tell you the whole story. Remember when y'all was on that retreat and all the NBA owners was going up in the boardroom and y'all was talking for 16, 17 hours and me and the Doka was down by the pool and y'all left us down there? Okay, I had one too many drinks and oops, I slipped on his dick. She told. That way she keep her alimony, she keep her check, she keep her job as fucking the vice president. The other girl, she keep her job, right? They married. So now all that infidelity washed under the rug. Bitch, just don't do it again.
So the woman is protected. The super side chick keeps her position, hoping that her name don't go mainstream. The sub side chick, she's not gonna lose her job, but all this was consensual. But let's go back to Stephen A, because we ain't got to the good part yet.
But it doesn't negate what the Celtics are doing here. According to your reports, Woj, and what we have been talking about over the last couple of days, this was a consensual relationship. Was Ime Udoka involved with himself? The answer to that question is no. Two consenting adults engaged in this act or these actions that clearly were in violation of the Boston Celtics policy. But all we're hearing about is Ime. And to Wick Grausberg, who I profoundly respect, I would strongly advise you. Grausbeck, I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't know why I said Grausbeck. To Wick, I would strongly advise him. Maybe he should speak to a publicist or take some classes himself, because he threw out a couple of bombs there about Ime Udoka. Implications that feed stereotypes and things of that nature. And I'm not going to regurgitate what he said, but it was very, very alarming.
And I won't either. This is why I brought up the whole black male narrative into this to begin with, because although it may not affect you as whatever you are, it affects us as black men. We see it all the time. We see this all the time. This is a corporate structured move. We're going to embarrass him, so hopefully that his stock goes down. Because like you were saying, Big Cat, hey, like I said, forget what you were saying. Like I said, you know what? I would quit. What are the rules? I was like, statistical. What are the rules as far as the contract? Can I quit and go somewhere else? We didn't know. We wasn't sure because all this information was new. And I'm like, I would sleep on that and I would wake up and quit. Because this is a structured corporate move. We know what it is. You're trying to embarrass us. So that way you can't get what they call that when you work a regular job, so you can't get unemployment. Yeah. You know, try to hurt your money. That's the end game. Hurt your money. Same thing with him. Hurt his money. So now his stock goes down. People might not want to mess with him because of these allegations. Then the sisterhood, they come dog pile, pack mentality, and want to make him look like he's the most egregious person out of all this. That's why it's so touchy-feely with me as a black guy. Pause. So, Stephen A. That boy
Now wait, before you go on pause here, let him finish. I just want to point out this is also one of the reasons Steven's card is under review, because he used the word regurgitate. But go ahead.
He used the word regurgitate.
Yeah.
Well, you know, he got a vocabulary.
That's a card puller right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he got some more in here.
Highly one-sided. And as far as I'm concerned, based on this press conference, there is no reason on earth right now why E.B.H is still the head coach of the Boston Celtics, albeit a suspended one. Because not only did you suspend him, but Woj, correct me if I'm wrong, he also said, then we'll reevaluate after the next year. So you retain
that was very gray. That was part of it. What does he need to do between now and June?
He didn't answer that. He didn't answer.
And see, that comment right there let me know that she does not understand how the power game works. Just like they'll suspend you, there's nothing you could do. They don't have plans on bringing you back. You're not coming back. So that's not a question that you would ask. What do I have to do to keep my job? There's nothing you could do. You're out of here, bro, because you slept with the boss's wife. Straight up. It ain't even about the staff member. It's not about Nia Long. It's not about the staff member. It ain't about protecting women. It's because he slept with the boss's wife. And you can't do that. That's all it is. That's it. That's all. But now we looking at all this regurgitated. No, I'm just playing. Now we looking at all this. Now we looking at all this BS and the attacks on black men. So that's why I'm reviewing Stephen A's card, because he's standing up for the brotherhood.
He's just trying to score points.
Well, he scored a couple points with me right now.
I do think there's one thing.
Platform to stand up for us right now.
Right.
I do think there's one thing. I think what they're doing is Boston's trying to also play both sides here in a way, because you suspend him for a year, you get him away from the team, you don't pay him because of improper conduct and stuff. It's in his contract. Okay, I get that. I wonder though, and this is the thing that I'm thinking of right now, and it's not equal equation here, but so just hear me out. It's not a direct parallel, so I'm not comparing the situations entirely together. But you notice how fast Jacksonville last year got rid of Urban Meyer, because he's an asshole, but he went and fucked up and did shit on social media, and they dropped him like a bad habit. But it also didn't hurt that he was also losing at the time and allegedly lost the locker room. This situation, I wonder if Boston is thinking, okay, we'll put him aside for a year. This is a NBA Finals team last year. If they fare, let's say, middle of the pack in the Eastern Conference or lower, it wouldn't surprise me if the Celtics go, we did the review and we find that, E.B.H done his time. He can come back. So there's nothing that E.B.H can do directly to affect whether or not he still holds a job with the Celtics. I'm wondering if results on the court will play a part in this, because there's nothing that they're going to be able to review in a year that isn't already been reviewed by that independent panel and stuff. There's nothing there in a year. I mean, what? They're going to turn over some random rock and, he slept with three other chicks.
Right. Hey, go ahead, Big Cat.
what they told him was, "I'm gonna give you a year to stop fucking with this bitch."
So
And after this year, she still ain't broken off yet, because it's been a year since we've been doing the investigation, and we told you to break all this off, and neither one of y'all did yet. I'm not gonna say him. I'm gonna say all three of them. Ain't none of them broken off, and it's a reason why. So they pointing the finger at him, but the other two get the right away scot free. That ain't cool. But they telling him, hey, all right, as long as you don't sleep with the boss's wife no more, and y'all break it off, y'all cool. Now they ain't telling him we're gonna put a private investigator on both of y'all to make sure y'all don't go get in a hotel room down in South Beach and none of that. You know what I'm saying? They gonna make sure ain't none of y'all at no more boardroom meetings together.
Right, but I think if this team turns around and returns to the finals, and they're just like, oh, see, we can drop him, and the senior vice presidents that his wife did whatever, he's just like, all right, now we can just drop him.
Yeah,
Right.
so that's what I was.
He already
That's what I
want to drop you.
And that's what
want to drop him.
And like you said, Josh, this can work either way, because they could either hold him out for a year and embarrass him even more to make his stock drop. Don't let that combine with the Celtics playing good, because then they'll be like, well, it's not necessarily him. It's more the company. It's more the structure of the organization. We'll put another coach in there, and then they let him go. That's why I was like, I'll quit, because I'll just go somewhere else if that's what we own, because this is not an NBA thing. This is a Boston Celtics thing. And if this would have happened, we've seen Jeannie Buss mess with Phil Jackson. You know what I'm saying? We didn't watch
all that.
And just like Stephen A. Smith is going to go on later to say that he know for sure other people that got caught up in situations like this. But guess what? You don't hear about it because the way that those organizations handle it. Boston did this on purpose. This is a shaming thing that they're doing to Udoka. This is what this is about.
I'm going to tell you the reason why.
So
I didn't want to jump into it.
Well, wait,
I didn't want to jump into it right now.
Hold on, Crush.
Before you say the reason why, do you think there's a you think Boston, you think they're at all worried about pushing the players, namely the star players, doing them dirty like this?
Say that again.
It ain't got nothing to do
He's
with
a player's coach, man. Don't be so sure of that.
So they might want to get a new coach in there, and if he gave
no. What I'm saying is do you think, the fact that, I mean, other than the fact that they're stringing them out ridiculously, you think they're all concerned that the outspoken players, the superstar players, I mean, everybody sees it being done. The punishment is being done out of spite and unprofessionally.
No,
what if the players have something to say about it?
I don't think the players had nothing to say about it. It just
not yet.
I don't think, and even if they do, it have minimal effect. I think this is all personal. Dude slept with the boss's wife, and they trying to embarrass him without making it look like that they're the bad guy. Why do you think they had Brad Stevens on there acting like he want to cry? He's sympathizing with.
I think
this is the association, bro. It's called the association for a reason. If you look up that word in the dictionary, the association does not have nothing to do with nothing good, man. This is the association, bro. So in saying that, I'm gonna tell you this. This is my think on it. I could be wrong. I might be right too, though, because I'm a normal type of dude. A couple of weeks ago, your boy from the Phoenix Suns got his team up in shambles. Now he got to sell his team, right? But now all of a sudden, all the focus shifts over here on this colored dude, on this black dude. They ain't talking about him no more, having to sell his team or what he did or none of that. And he the owner. He the owner of the team, of two teams, an NBA team and a WNBA team. And he got accused for misconduct for women, period. and got suspended for 1 year. And fined what? $5 million, $10 million, something that's a slap in the bucket for a dude that's team that's worth $4 billion. Come on, man. What are we talking about? So, all right, because they've been knowing about this. They've been knowing about this relationship. They've been knowing about these
on live social media.
Right. Now his card is under review.
That's my point exactly. They've been knowing about these they've been knowing about these situations way before they broadcasted it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like it was in the woods.
Under review, y'all.
Let's get him off of it. Now that he in the woods, all right, we got to protect the association. Let's get him. We got to protect him. Throw Ime Udoka out there. Now Ime Udoka out there, everybody done forgot about dude. Man, come on, man.
So let me hit the rest of this pause. The rest of this clip. And by the way, Josh, the HBO Max is back on.
My Friday just got so much better.
I know, right?
To that, number one. Number two, he did make a declaration that after the year suspension, Ime would be back. He said we'll revisit it then. Now, I understand that at this particular moment in time, Woj, you and I both know, covering the NBA for as long as we have, that Ime Udoka is an unhirable individual. But the unhirable portion of it, I would make the claim, is primarily due to the fact that the story was leaked out and we are now discussing it publicly. That's what would make him unhirable. If you didn't know, if NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, were signed, and this was sort of kept in-house, but you fired him, who knows what the chances are. But after this press conference, the NBA itself, not to mention any team in the league, you can't touch Ime Udoka at this particular moment in time because of the implications that were given at this press conference. I mean, my God. Listen, let's go back and I'm not going to sit up there and regurgitate it again, but go back and listen to Wick talk. I'm very alarmed by this, Woj, and I'm going to just leave it at that for the moment.
So,
I would go and say, I'm pretty sure we can even point to who leaked this.
Boston.
Like, specifically.
The team.
I'm saying the person from the team.
Yeah, like
the owner.
Is anybody going to be surprised if that senior vice president, whose wife is slipped, as Crux put it earlier, slipped and fell on the man's genital region?
Right.
Which side of her slipped and fell on it at first, one can only speculate.
Her mouth, her head.
Hey, people trip and fall forward with their head all the time.
Right. It don't matter. It was consensual.
Slippery. It's slippery.
Oh,
I didn't Slippery When Wet. Great album name by Bon Jovi. Slippery When Wet. Them signs are all across the deck for a reason. No running.
You want to know how acquired this complex in Brooklyn?
We can pretty much point to that suit. I'm going to show him. Like, come on. We know it was that dude specifically. And probably the reason why, and this is my speculation, is he's probably pissed he's only getting a year. Like, he literally wants this dude gone. And the owner's probably like, listen, I know he violated it, but, I mean, come on, dude, your wife, you got to put her in line. No, I don't give a shit. He got to go.
Right. See, that's why I love you, bro.
Exactly. I was just about to say, that's why, you know what? Y'all better listen. Y'all better listen. Y'all better listen because that's how the game goes. It goes like that. So now,
there's a famous line in The Wire. The game is rigged.
Did you just quote The Wire?
Man.
I'm done.
Is arguably 1A, 1B on my list.
It's over, y'all.
That and Sopranos.
I'm gonna find out Josh is blacker than me.
We're gonna have to get Josh some. Let's order Josh some shoe polish. We're gonna dress him up.
They try to say Ime Doku had the power advantage, right? And it was hard for the woman to say when it was the right time to say no. Hold on. This motherfucker is the vice president's wife. Who got the most power? Who seduced who? Let's get down to that point of it. We don't even know if she went over there and told that dude, look, this what's gonna happen, or you're gonna lose your job. I need you to do this to me at least 2 times a week, 3 times a week. Because my husband ain't giving it to me. And if you don't, I'm gonna make sure you lose your job.
Correct.
She got the power. But then later on that summer, when she got caught,
you getting deep in this
and they
conspiracy,
was back
bro.
in the Hamptons. When they was back in the Hamptons, he asked her, well, what was you and Ime Doka doing? Oh, I'm sorry, baby, I slipped on it. Man, it's too much, bro.
So, but then here we go, Malika, sisterhood.
Oh man, I used to like her too.
Here we go.
With all due respect, this is not about pointing the finger. Stop. What became apparent to me in this press conference is that we do not have all of the information here, and it was frustrating to me that the Celtics declined to elaborate or to give more specifics about what exactly the rule breaking was.
Let's start with the Stephen A. Stop. Now I know y'all not reacting like how y'all did when y'all first heard this. It still hit me the same. She tried to pull authority like you stop BSing us. That's what the stop the bullshit. Stop the bullshit.
Every time I hear that, Black, I'm like, who does she think she's talking to?
Here we go.
Stop.
Hold on.
I'm telling you, man.
Let's finish.
That's why I carry baby powder in my console.
Baby powder.
Hey, but this is where Stephen A. gained his black card back. This is where I say he can have his card back. Go ahead.
Temporary.
So that for a minute. That out of the way first. But to answer your question, Molly, I think what stood out to me, I think what stood out to me is that Brad Stevens, he was upset. That's what stood out to me about what he termed rampant Twitter BS is the word that he used, that women were.
So it stood out to you that he seemed like he was emotional. You don't think that the publicist told him to go out there and come short of crying? So women, this is how easily y'all can be manipulated.
Happened at his house.
Huh?
Half of the infidelity happened at his house.
We don't know. You know what? Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna just finish.
That's why he's shocked, because he always have everybody over for dinner and cocktails, and they slipping in the room doing some other shit while everybody's sitting there getting drunk.
Not in my daughter's room. None of my kids.
Unfairly dragged into this within the Celtics organization. You could see that Brad Stevens was visibly upset about this, and I also found that to be gross and unnecessary, that folks were bringing in the names and the images of women that is just not a fact. It was purely speculation. And so to me, that is what stood out. But the Celtics as an organization could have done more, and short of doing more ahead of this yesterday, they could have owned that responsibility in this press conference. I understand that there was.
They want somebody to apologize for people speculating who it is.
They should have shut their fucking mouth.
That's like all these people do is speculate,
that
man.
They signed said.
I mean,
non-disclosure agreement that they signed said that we would keep our mouth shut. That's what the hell they should have did, and wouldn't nobody be putting out all these fake
we know that,
and all this to everybody else.
We know that, but we know by action they're trying to humiliate Udoka. They're trying to humiliate
the brother. Just say what it is, man. They're trying to humiliate the brother. They trying to, just like they. That's why. See, I never liked Boston. I never did. But when my boy Paul Pierce went out there, I looked at him a little bit, but I always wondered, why the hell is he still out
And
there
they
with
had
all them?
KG.
Man, that's when I started really watching them. When they had KG and all them, I was like, oh, okay, maybe Boston turn it around. But you know what? Boston is just like Utah, bro.
But then when they did
That's
what
the
they was
second
doing to
whitest white
Draymond,
town in America. Man,
right?
man, come on, man. That's the second
Hold on,
whitest white town in America, bro.
Other than
Man,
to where?
between Utah and Boston and Massachusetts, that you can't get no whiter than that.
All right, here we go.
Now
Let's hear
I
what
usually
Stephen A.
shut my mouth at this point because I usually don't want to get in trouble. But y'all can come get me.
All right,
I'm sitting right here.
I put it as the whole New England.
Hold
the
on.
whole of what we
New
consider
England.
the New England region.
Yeah, Connecticut, all that. Yeah, for sure. Hold on.
Yeah, that's why I don't like New England Patriots.
Hey,
I don't like none of them over there.
Come on, let me get through it. Come on.
Legal parameters
Pause.
that they had to operate within for everybody involved. And I appreciate the fact that they brought in outside counsel and did a thorough organization. And I think that that is something that was clearly necessary in this situation. But the fact that it was able to go on all day, the fact that we are sitting here debating whether somebody else should have been suspended or not, we are not here, Stephen A., to further blame women.
Okay, hold on. I didn't hear that until I heard it just now. So wait a minute, time out. So time out. Wait a minute, time out. Hold on. Take a shot from me. Oh.
All right, now I'm gonna smoke. Fuck it.
Hold on. Let me hold on before
Now,
I go.
Did Stephen A. say something else other than what we watched? Because at no point was he even blaming women.
Right.
Like, what is he talking about?
That's the whole thing about Malika.
Hold on. I'm sorry, I hit the wrong one. We ain't up gang. Y'all might not get no subs today, but watch it. First of all, this is a disclaimer.
So listen, I'm here to have kumbaya. Got excited about kumbaya because in this moment we all can learn from this. Not only us, people that watch this, the people that's here, because we need to learn this. This is about fellowship and learning.
So check
Got
this
all
out.
this shit going on. You put this fool on there.
So check this out. So check this out. It's not about pointing fingers, Stephen A. I never saw Stephen A. point finger at a woman. The only thing that she's so ramped up, amped up, hyped up about is the fact that a woman got mislabeled. Okay, because we didn't wait for the information. Ain't nobody waiting for Udoka, like I said, to see what he said. He apologized. You don't want to talk no more about it. Why are we talking about it? The only reason why we're talking about it is because Boston is putting him out on Front Street. Straight up, that's it. That's all.
He the only one. He the only one that's holding up to the non-disclosure agreement that they signed. He ain't saying shit like the paper he signed. He said he was gonna say. I ain't gonna say nothing else. He apologized to the people he apologized to, and that's it. I ain't got nothing else to say. That's what the contract said. Don't say nothing. I ain't saying nothing. But Boston went behind the contract. Oh man, come on, man.
Now let's see what Stephen A. said. We didn't even get to Stephen A. yet.
That is not why we are here.
Lower the tone of your voice. What the hell are you doing? What do you think you talking?
Hold on.
I don't appreciate where you're going with that. I'm not blaming anybody but Ime Udoka.
Black card. E.B.H. black card. Give him an E.B.H. black card.
He deserves. The fact of the matter is, I've said he deserved to be fired if they were going to fire him. If you're not going to fire him, then don't fire him. My issue is all of this being publicized. The point that I'm trying to make is just like you're not mentioning. Excuse me.
Crutch.
Yeah, I'm glad you called me. See, he sat there the whole time she was talking and let her get her point across. And just like a sister.
Typical 68.2%. The 68.2, not all. There's some that never do it, there's some that always do it. We talking about the majority on the down curve. We talking about majority. Yes.
All right.
As
soon as she started talking, she had something to say. Damn, can I finish saying what I was saying? I just sat here for 5 minutes and let you get your point across. And as soon as I open my mouth, you got something to say. Damn, let me finish.
Okay,
Come on, man.
Let's let Stephen A finish. Hold on, let me put him back on. Let me give him the big camera today.
Yeah, give him the camera. Like he say. Where my camera
Listen
at?
to you. You're the one telling me to stop on my show. It ain't happening. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I've already said he deserves to be fired.
Hold on.
Or
Let's hit a check. Let's hit a check mark.
you're the one being publicized. The point that I'm trying to make is just
You
like
don't
you're
think
not
someone
mentioning.
noticed that Ime Udoka was not at-
Excuse me. I listened to you. You're the one telling me to stop on my show. It ain't happening. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I've already said he deserves to be fired, or he deserves to be there and handle it internally and privately. If you're not going to handle it privately, if you're going to publicize it in that fashion, then obviously it provokes everybody wanting to know, okay, well, who are the parties involved? When you have Amina Smith in Boston and other women pointing out the fact that there were women who were wrongly implicated in all of this, it's a disservice to them. I didn't come out with a report about a consensual relationship. I didn't come out with the report ahead of time leaking that they were going to suspend him for the year. They did that. And my point is, considering how pervasive this kind of stuff has existed in professional sports for many years, my whole point is that, excuse me, make sure that you handle it in the same fashion it has always been handled. You could have fired him, and then we could have speculated till the cows come home, but he's gone. But to keep him there, keep him employed, but in the same breath, suspend him for a year, then also that year is indefinite. That is the issue that I have. Nobody's trying to protect Ime Udoka, and certainly nobody is trying to protect, is to excoriate the women involved or anything like that. I'm talking about how things of this matter are usually handled from
Big John, he said excoriate.
See, as he first to earn his card, he goes to go ahead and fuck it up.
What we have seen throughout the years. That is the only point that I was trying to make. I'm not trying to attack anybody, and if anybody deserves to be attacked, it's Ime Udoka for putting himself in this position. I've made that very clear. I'm just talking about you got owners and everybody else. They know the kind of stuff that's going on. You didn't say anything about anybody else. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about them. They didn't say anything about everybody else all the other times this stuff has happened. But now when it comes to him, it's all over the place. That is my issue. That is my only issue.
That's plain English, plain logic, no feelings. So this is the thing about you can't have an emotional argument with a logical person, or vice versa. He logically put out what his issue is. It don't have nothing to do with pointing fingers at women. We talking about if you're gonna fire the man, fire the man. If it's one of them kind of, if it's that, let it be that. And why are y'all putting this man business all in the streets? Unlike y'all don't do it no other time. That's what the issue is. It's a brother issue. We talking about this is a brother thing, and then now this is a brother sister thing to keep us further divided and also distracted from what the real issue is. He slept with the boss's daughter or wife.
That's what the hell the problem is.
Malika's sitting there like, damn, I just got the shit slapped out of me on national TV.
No,
well, she the one going on there talking about stop it.
Right.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah, she deserved it.
Hey, he got his black. Hey, I'm gonna give him his black card back for the day, just because if that was me,
I'm willing to give him a probationary period.
There we go. So let's see let's see out of all that logic, let's see where the emotion lands out of Malika.
I appreciate that clarification, and I think that getting back to Molly's initial question.
So she didn't want to acknowledge nothing he just said. Let's get back to what Molly said.
No apology, by the way.
That is what stood out to me.
Trying to get back to the sisterhood.
My reaction to the.
Yeah, no apology. Right. I don't even be looking for it, but
trying
that's an excellent.
Get back to the sisterhood.
Right, trying to get back to the sisterhood. Exactly. Listen though.
Press conference clarification. And I think that getting back to Molly's initial question, that is what stood out to me from the press conference. My reaction to the press conference, and I appreciate you clarifying that, Stephen A., is that the only thing that was made clear to me in this is that we are missing a key piece of information here. That is my reaction to the press conference.
Obviously, random women getting blamed.
So she went back to the press conference, so she didn't want to address what it was that was being said because they're not the same point. They're not the same argument at all.
Right.
Let's see. Hold on. So, go ahead, bro.
What key information is she hoping to garner out of this press conference that A, they can be sitting up there and disclose without putting themselves in a legal bind? That would, I mean, did he do it or not? They're up there saying he did it. They have evidence. So they turn around and suspend him for a year, which, okay.
Wait a minute.
What evidence does she want out there that Stephen A. and all these other people, and she's coming away from this press conference missing a key piece of information? What do you need? Are you talking you need photos or videos? Like, what are you after?
I'm still trying to figure out, okay, he did what? What are we blaming this dude for? It was consensual.
Right, and the Celtics.
What did he do? What did he do?
She's saying that a key piece of information is missing.
Bro, look, the issue ain't she don't want bro. See, you using logic. She's using emotion. She don't want nothing logical out of this. What she wants an apology to the sisterhood because that woman should not have been drugged through the internet when it wasn't really even her. That's what the issue is. If you think that's what the issue is here, that's how short-sighted you are. And I also question why ESPN even put them in that position to do that, to even make themselves look like that, because they got not only that sister, they got multiple sisters in their business coming online, making themselves look like they're angry at something that is not even the point.
What did I tell you earlier about Disney? I'm looking at everybody that work for Disney. I don't care what nationality you is. I'm looking at you. I'm watching you because I don't trust you. I mean, ever since Stewart and Scott, I mean, I'm just keeping it real. He was the realest one that was on there to me. And now we do got a couple more. You know, we got the big swagger. We got a couple of them here. But they be trying to protect their money too. See?
So here we go. When I said here,
come on, man.
So here we go. We have Malika. And I forgot who this sister is over here. But here we go. Now watch this. Watch what this looks like.
You touched on was just this gross focus on identifying unnecessarily women's names that may or may not be involved. And I think it is
this gross. You see these words that they use?
How's that his fault though? How's that
it's not his fault because that's what a lot of social media sleuths go out there. You hear a report, oh, he had an inappropriate relationship with a Boston Celtics staffer. What's the first thing that half of these people are going to do on the internet?
Go look at the stat.
They're going to pull up every stat.
And
they're going to pull up every stat. And they're going to start picking every one of them.
Who would fit.
You know what's fucked up?
Which one of them bite?
It's very possible that Boston is the one that leaked the photo of that first place to deflect from who it actually was.
Say that. You know what? Y'all need,
the vice president's
y'all need to join the sub club on that one because that's more what it is. But then they have these women up here, these sisters propped up here, using them as rookie in the game, and you up here with your attitude and angry at this brother, and they using you as a pawn in the game to take you off the focus of what really is going on, and that is he slept with the boss's wife.
And what's so cold is look who she's sitting up there with. She ain't sitting up there with no brothers.
Exactly. You know what? I'm glad you said it because that's what I was thinking. Let's listen to her anger.
No, it isn't too harsh to say that was a failure by many people, including folks within our own industry. And Brad Stevens actually addressed that today. I want everyone to take a listen.
We have a lot of talented women in our organization, and I thought yesterday was really hard on them. And I think that, you know, nobody can control Twitter speculation rampant, but I do think that we, as an organization, have a responsibility to make sure we're there to support them now, because a lot of people were dragged unfairly into that.
I want to bring in our NBA.
Can anybody control his ears from growing?
Conversation because Perk, you played for the Celtics organization. What were your thoughts on this message here?
Well, so they did bring a brother in. Not only did they bring a brother in, they brought a brother that sometimes his car get questioned too. Sometimes I think Big Perk is solidified. Hold on.
Nah, Big Perk is a business. I gotta give it to Big Perk. He the business. But like I say, anybody that works for Disney, you got sometimes when you work for Disney, you gotta bite your tongue sometimes, and that's what he do.
Yeah, he do. But let's see when the rubber meets the road. Let's see where he at with it.
One, to me, I didn't like Brad comments on this, and let me explain why. Not the fact that he was taking up and protecting the women in the organization, but you know, he said about the speculations and the Twitter BS and things to that nature, and how unfair it was to the women in the organization that is not involved with this particular situation. And I get that, right? But why is it speculations? It's speculations because of the reports that were put out by the actual Boston Celtics. So they didn't do a great job from the jump of actually protecting the women in their organization, because knowing that they were going to sit up here and give out this information and go out here and suspend Ime Udoka and talk about, just give a little details, it's going to have people speculating. And in my eyes, I feel like the Boston Celtics dropped the ball, not only in protecting their entire franchise, but in protecting the women as well. They should have made sure that they crossed their T's and dotted their I's before they put this information out. And I get it. Now we're to this point, and now he had to go on here and he had to say this and he had to say that to protect those innocent women. But at the end of the day, man, it just ain't right how they went about it. The word accountability, okay? Accountability doesn't just go to Ime Udoka, okay? Accountability goes to the other people that played a part in that as well. Let me tell you another thing I didn't like about my good friend Wick Grossbeck and Brad Stevens in this press conference when they asked, is anybody else going to be punished? And they said no. And my whole thing is this, right? These are some of the facts that have been out. These are some facts that I know that, you know, this relationship, one of these relationships that was had with Ime Udoka and one of these women.
Remember, I said it was multiple ones. One was a staff member. One was the one that nobody want to talk about. That's the reason why the movement is being moved the way it is. It don't make sense by itself on its face, but when you add that element, it makes all the sense. You gotta read between the lines, look at the sub-communication. He said he got the facts. He know what it is. He hacked in.
And he's still leaving it out.
And he's still leaving it out. Exactly.
And he just told you he got it.
That this woman actually played a part in it too. So my thing is, yes, Ime Udoka was wrong. We get that. His punishment, he deserved that, and whatever else follows, I hate it for him, but he put himself in this.
Look at the sister's face. Look at him. The dude on the left right here looking like he pouting like, oh my God.
He
He
always
looks like
look
that all the
like
time. That's just his face on that show.
Right, that's his neutral face, which is fine.
And Chini, I always butcher her name. She was the one on the second from the left, the WNBA player slash. She won national title.
She iffy too.
Stanford. She was a twin. She can throw a bit of attitude, but look at that dead middle. Look at her face.
Exactly. Now look
I
at
know
Eric.
that face all too well, fellas. Being a married man, she is not impressed right now.
Exactly. She not hearing none of that. And all he said was, I don't like how Boston didn't protect everybody. The fact that he not throwing the brother under the bus, they have a problem with it. Like, what's up with that? What's up with that? Let's finish this clip.
His position, but why are the other people getting left off the hook?
Well,
That's the problem that I have right now. Everybody got to be held accountable.
I think that we need to circle back to what Shanae said, is that there was a investigation that
She did the same thing like she did in the other thing. Let's circle back to the original question. You don't want to address what was just said.
Oh my God.
Not only that, but let's address what was said by a woman.
Right.
She can do that. She can do that with Kendrick Perkins. She can't do that with Stephen A. Stephen A. got free range to.
I don't know. Kendrick looked like he's ready to go a few rounds with her.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is what's about to happen. She about to take Kendrick off the screen and then blast her words off. She couldn't do that with Stephen A. because of the position that he held. But let's let her finish so we can get off this clip.
Independent law firm here, and I think that transparency is what will rule the day here. And so without having all of the information, it is unfair and irresponsible of us to go and to speculate on that, because what we have to...
Well, I'm not speculating. Sure. I have the information. I'm not speculating.
But what we have to go with here is the fact that an independent law firm came in, did this investigation, and the facts that they were presented, they came to the conclusion that Ime Udoka violated a policy that warranted a 1-year suspension. And I share your frustration with the lack of transparency, while understanding that there is some things that they need to, from a legal perspective, keep private. But knowing all of that, understanding all of that, we have to come to the conclusion that whatever rule, the conduct that was broken on one side, it is not the same on the other side. I thank you for your perspective.
What was that she just said?
Wait a minute.
She know who it was. She know who the other person is.
So, all right, wait a minute.
That's why she said that.
All right, guys, I'm not a lawyer.
That's why she said that. I just heard her say that.
It sounds like she's saying, hold on, let's hear this again. Hold on.
Can I just
Josh,
say
go ahead.
Based on what I heard the first time, this is my initial reaction. I'm not a lawyer, but is she trying to insinuate that the paperwork for inappropriate relationships within the workplace, if it's violated in both contracts, it's not the same because one was a head coach and a public figure? And so she can get away with it despite her, even if we were just talking about the staffer.
Okay, I'm gonna listen to it again because Crush brought that up too. Like they were saying, it's different because he was a man in power. The other woman, got intoxicated by his position, and she fell prey to his power or whatever.
Okay,
so it's not the same.
I understand that, but she still signed on a dotted line, or signed because of COVID. Who knows? But she signed, and I'm guaranteeing you there's a section in there that talks about workplace and what's appropriate in the workplace and not, and engaging in activities with someone above or below you, probably on there. So,
absolutely.
And Kendrick did say, I'm not speculating. I got the information, right?
Right. So he knows that there's at least.
That's when he got to go like this. Look, you got to put the hand out. Got to start pouring the powder.
Let me play the last 10 seconds, 15 seconds. That's when you put the hand out. Hold on.
That we have to see while understanding violated a policy that warranted a 1-year suspension, and I share your frustration with the lack of transparency while understanding that there is some things that they need to, from a legal perspective, keep private. But knowing all of that, understanding all of that, we have to come to the conclusion that whatever
We have to come to the conclusion. No,
don't have to do shit.
You trying to make us come to that conclusion, but hold on.
rule, the conduct that was broken on one side, it is not the same on the other side. I thank you for your.
Yeah, what does that mean?
The fuck out of here.
How the
What
fuck
does that
What it
mean?
means
same on the
is
other side?
what it means is Will Ferrell once famously said, "Go back to your home in Whore Island. Fuck her." That's what it means.
Because
All right, go ahead.
man, what is he talking about right there? Let me go to the comments. Let's see. Macho Man said, meanwhile, the captain he promoted to run rear detachment when we were in Afghanistan. Hold on, what's going on? Brad reminds me
This
of
man's
company
spilling the tea
commander
about
giving
some
emotional
military
speech about
happenings.
how the
Damn,
unit.
Macho Man been telling the story the whole time we watching the video. Hold up, what's going on here?
Oh, here we
Oh,
go. He
man.
said, he said, Brad reminds me of a company commander giving us an emotional speech about how the unit won't tolerate fraternization.
Damn.
Meanwhile, the captain he promoted to run rear detachment when we were in Afghanistan was sleeping with 4 of the guys' wives, 2 of which I knew. It all got swept under the rug too, and those guys had to work with the dude who slept with their wives. So we know the game goes down like this.
Fuck that. That's friendly fire right there. Fuck that shit.
That's friendly fire.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Not only do you sign
John,
paperwork,
never mind. I ain't gonna ask you right now.
not only do you sign paperwork in the military saying that you won't do shit like that, but also if you're in basic, they tell you this shit the first week you're in basic, and then your last week of basic, when you're all privied up in your nice uniform, you're about to graduate, they tell you, hey, listen, word of advice, when you get to your first duty station, your first assignment, don't fuck around with the women when you get there. Just don't do it. You fall down a rabbit hole, and too many dudes do it, and you see them end up married and divorced inside of a year. You see them fucking around and with officers and NCO. It gets, but in that situation, more often than not, because the woman isn't a member of the military, they get away with it. And the senior vice president wife is in that aspect. But I'm pretty certain that females that join the military get sign the same paperwork I do, and they get the same speech from someone saying, don't fuck around with the men. Don't fuck around with the men. And they still go and do it.
Damn right they do. I knew 2 of them that got tricked out.
Article 15s that the men would get in that situation. But this chick for the Boston Celtics, who's a female staffer, who knows what role she's in, she gets to go to her job, but camp opens next week, couple weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks, I think.
She's showing up. She's collecting a paycheck.
Right. Well, so right, right. So what I'm trying to understand is why are women so upset? What are they upset about? They're upset about matter of fact, it ain't even women. I'm only seeing one kind of woman being upset. And that's because it was a black woman that got put out there on a picture, mischaracterized as if that it didn't hurt nothing. It's not really hurting nothing, for real. It's not. Like, okay, it happens all the time.
I mean, that woman may have had to go home and explain things to her husband, like, listen, whoa.
Yeah.
But
she probably got
yeah. Now
she walked in and she walked in and she heard she was in the driveway and she heard that radio whoop that trick. She probably got the shit slapped out of her when she walked in that house.
No, I hope not. Now, one thing I will say that Udoka did, and this is something else that we don't know, because I want to put a bow on this and move on to our pick 6. They're saying that he moved Nia Long. Well, she moved 2 weeks ago with the kid to be with him. And so we don't know if all this stuff came out before. So we don't know if Nia Long knows the situation or not. Whatever she's saying is just respect their privacy and whatnot. I agree with that. Let's respect their personal privacy when it comes to that, but let's not put all these social tropes on what's going on, or because really all you women is doing is just showing your trauma. Your trauma showing. I know women don't wear slips no more, so it's like your slip showing, but now it's your trauma showing. Something can happen
Wait,
to
so think
somebody
about
else,
that.
and your trauma show. How
Wait,
does your trauma show?
so think about that for a second. So the only woman that handled it like a mature adult was the one that was a victim.
The one that handled it like a true adult was the one was the victim, which is what the
Not
wife.
which was Nia Long. She, you know what I mean? Like she's the only one that acted that, you know
She
what I
is
mean?
a victim.
That was professional, right? She's the only one. She's the only one out of all the women, including the ones here, you know, on the show and everybody. Like she's the only victim, and she handled it the best.
Can I put
Excellent
disclosure out there?
Excellent point, John. She is the only victim in this. But I was saying this wasn't even about her. But maybe if that's why women are bringing it up, okay, I can see that. But she's the only one that handling it like you said, maturely. What'd you say, Josh?
Let me just say this though. I'm being tongue in cheek, of course, but Nia Long, if you're gonna tie someone up like you tied Will Smith up in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I'll put my number in the YouTube chat. You can.
He don't mean that. You don't mean that. But at the end of the day, you're right. Nia Long is the only person in this situation that's getting done wrong. But on the scale of 1 to 10, that's a whole nother scale for him and her to deal with, not for us to deal with. Let me see. Macho Man Randy. Look, that boy just been eating this whole time. Can't hit the
Sick of
mute
these bitches, man. I'm sick of them. Sick of the alphabet community. I can't deal with none of them no more.
The Macho Man Randy Average say, whenever we went to the bar, we would look for the imprint on a ring on the left hand so that we wouldn't make a decision that would ruin our careers. You gotta have game. You gotta game yourself up. You gotta game yourself up. And men, don't let your penis cost your career, because they
Macho
obviously
Man.
knew about it.
The left hand is for the powder. The powder.
Baby powder, please. so that way,
Gold Bond.
right? That boy he's sponsored. We just don't know. we just don't know. He's sponsored.
Look,
by
I just
all-
stay consistent. That's all I want, right there.
So let's get into it. The game that was last night. We're gonna get into that, but let's get to the pick six. Let's go with. Let me see who I got on the lineup. We're gonna do the pick six. We're gonna start with John first because the game last night. Josh, you're gonna talk about that, but the pick six right here for you, John. Your pick six. Let us
I
have.
don't even know if I should explain myself after getting slapped around last week, trying to be all educated with my guesses, with my picks, but I'll give it another go.
Well, you went 3
Let's keep it
first place.
That's despicable. 3-3 without even a point spread, and I can't even go over 500. But we tried again. I'll keep it this time. The Colts suck, so Kansas City will beat them. Washington sucks, so the Eagles will beat them. The Dolphins are up and coming, but the Bills are the best team in the AFC, possibly in NFL, so the Bills will beat them. The Jaguars suck, so the Chargers will beat them. The Cardinals suck, despite smacking my team around, so the Rams will beat them. And I think both the Jets and Bengals both suck, so that'll be a tie.
Wait a minute.
Get it. Learn how to put.
Wait a minute. Did you just say the Bengals suck?
Yeah, I wasn't. Well, no, they don't suck, but I don't think I said it from the beginning of the season. I don't think they were as. I They weren't the best team in AFC last year. I think they just played. They kind of played the best football at the right time. They just kind of got hot at the right time. They weren't the best team. They weren't the best representative for the AFC in the Super Bowl last year.
Okay. So, Josh, you had something to say right there?
I'd like to throw the challenge flag, if I
Right.
may. I thought we agreed that you had to pick your team's game.
You're right. So, John, you can pick.
All right, so get rid of the Bengals and the Jets, and I take the Titans.
You take the Titans over the Raiders?
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
He did say that. I have precedence here. He did say that, but I just wanted to throw that out. I'm like, wait a minute, we're missing the Raiders here.
Okay. So Macho Man Randy Average says for his picks, he got the Bills over the Dolphins, Raiders over the Titans, Seahawks over the Falcons, Chiefs. What do you say? The Chiefs over
He's
the
got
Ravens.
the Chiefs winning that game, and then he goes Ravens over the Patriots. He just didn't put who the Chiefs were playing.
Oh, okay, got you. So that's his pick six. Put your pick six in the chat below. Put it in there below. So let's see.
Or comment section if you're reading that. If you're
comment
reading this after.
on the replay. Right. So, Josh, your pick six.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm going with John on these with the simplicity. I'm not trusting the Colts ever again. Not only in Jacksonville, but just flat out, or at least until Frank Wright is fired. So, go in the Chiefs. I will not trust Carson Wentz. I think his former team smacks the dirt off of them. So, Eagles. The Rams, I'm a little concerned with the near fourth quarter collapse against the Falcons, and apparently the Cardinals kind of have a fourth quarter figured out. I'm still going with the Rams though. I still got the Rams pulling this out because they pimp smacked the hell out of the Cardinals last year, and that was with D-Hop out there for them. I've got Saints and Panthers. We might see our first firing coming up. I think the Saints dog walk them. Jags and the Chargers. You ain't doing it to me twice, Jags. Chargers are winning that game. I'm a little nervous about Herbert's health. He's questionable right now, but I still think the Chargers have enough. And fuck that last game. We don't even need to talk about that right now. I'm sure we're going to get into it enough here in the next 5 minutes. But I'm 0-1 right now.
Oh no, don't talk about your squad. Yeah, you 0-1, but you got strong picks. Big Cat. Crutch 19.
What they do? I ain't picking no games this week.
First game. Go ahead. First game. Quit playing.
All right. The first game, I got the Chargers jumping off. You know what I'm saying? You know they're gonna do what they do, man. I ain't even worried about that. And then we got Atlanta over the Seahawks. I just don't think the Seahawks. Well, whatever. They are the Seahawks. But then, I changed my mind when I finally continued to look at it. I went with Green Bay over Tampa Bay in my third game. And then since Jimmy coming back, I took San Fran over them bums that they playing. And then the Bears, I got at number 5. And you know what? This week I'm going to pick the Cowboys to win. And if they pull some okie dokie shit, I'm calling Jerry. And we're going to have a long talk about this shit they trying to do this year. Now, from what I hear, he trying to have a quarterback controversy. And what's wrong with this dude, man? I understand he a billionaire, but do money really mess with your head that bad to where you don't know what the hell you saying when you talk to people?
I think what he was implying by his comments were, if it's a controversy, that means we're doing well while Dak's out. So he'll take the controversy because that means they've got a good record.
Statistical, I ain't
You know what's
gonna agree
crazy?
with you on this one.
You know what's crazy about that? How indiscreetly, like, think about how much, like, if for some reason Cooper Rush did light it up, how much that would actually benefit Jerry Jones and not having to give Dak that contract. If it did go down that way.
You
What's
mean
that?
if he wouldn't have paid him? Because he paid him now.
Is it just, can't he get out from under it after like 2 years or something?
Let me look at
not
the
this
money
one.
details.
Well, yeah. So go ahead. While you look that up, I'm gonna give my pick 6, and unless you got something to say about that. But so you picked the Cowboys in that though, right, Crutch?
Yeah.
Okay.
I took him this week.
Let me jump into my pick 6. I don't even think I told the guys my pick 6. Falcons, Seattle. Sorry about that, guys. A lot of work. Falcons, Seattle. I'm going with Mariota. I'm going with Mariota over the Seahawks. I can't go with Geno Smith because he let me down last week. Bengals, Jets. Now, John said they wasn't a good team. I thought they was an overrated team as well. The Jets are an up-and-coming team. They're at home against the Bengals. I think is his name? Sauce Walker? Ain't that what they call him, the corner out there?
Sauce Gardner.
I mean Gardner. Sauce Walker is the musician. Yeah. Sauce Gardner. So I'm looking for him to have a big game. I'm still picking the Bengals. Still picking the Bengals. Bills, Dolphins. I'm going with the Tua train at home over the Bills. The Bills have a good defense. Let's see if that defense can travel. If they have a traveling defense, then they might be legit, but I'm going for the upset with the Dolphins. Jaguars, Chargers. I'm not feeling the Chargers. I'm not believing in the Chargers. The Chargers ain't who people think they are. I'm going with Trevor Lawrence with the upset with the Chargers. The Jags are going to travel, and this is a big upset.
You only picked 5 games.
Hold on, it's 6 games up here.
Yeah, he got 6 up there.
But 2 of them are the same game.
Which one?
He does have a point.
Which one?
I just noticed that. Yep.
Oh, it is. Okay, cool. I'll pick another game. Don't worry about it. Let me see. Let me pick one off yours then. Hold on.
I like your new picture, by the way. That new picture, you went from black to miles. Now it looks like you're pointing that dude to get that boot off your car.
Hey, so I'm gonna go with the Eagles Commanders game. I'm going with Commanders with the upset. I'm going with the Commanders with the upset. That's who I'm going with. And so for my last game is Raiders against Titans. Y'all already know what I'm picking. I'm going with the Raiders. We better win. And Hunter Renfro. Please don't play this week.
He ain't. Please. He's out.
He's out? Good. Yeah. Because let me show y'all why my man should not be playing this week. He shouldn't have played last week. And that's why he fumbled the ball. I was kind of tough on him, but like Crutch had brought to my attention this play right here on a punt return at that.
But he comes up big. They desperately needed to make a play. And of all the third downs to do it, they do it on 3rd and short. Tag hits it on the return. It's RENFRO.
2 years ago.
No, this was this year, wasn't it?
No, that's 2 years ago. Last year, Sunday Night Football, the Raiders Chargers game in Vegas.
That is this year when he got hit.
No, sir.
This
No, that ain't this year because
That is
Alex
not this
Engel
year.
ain't on the
It's not even
team.
last
40,
year. It's 2 years.
45 is Alex Engel.
45 ain't. You're right. Hold on. Okay, because I thought he took this hit. And look how, but anyway, let's look at this hit. Look how they had to pull my man up, though.
Big time hit. Hit up high. Wow. Down.
He does have a history with concussions, even back to Clemson.
DJ Bello, who was just added,
Right.
delivered a hit.
So thanks for clearing that up for me, because when I saw this, I was like,
Right there. 58 Bello. Head-to-head contact.
Right on the side of
So-
his game.
my man's got a history of getting hit and hurt. So please don't play this week, but you say he's not. So I still got the Raiders winning. If we don't, our ass is in trouble.
Perriman's out too.
We are in trouble.
The earliest it would make any sense from a dead cap and cap hit altogether for the Cowboys to get rid of Dak would be 2025.
Ooh. So Stephen A. Black Card is on review.
Right. So I was right. So this year or next year. So it's like a 2-year deal, right?
No, 3. Because 2024, his cap hit and his dead cap hit are still at least $40 million. 2025, his dead cap and his cap hit both match, where it's at 21.8 million. So it's manageable at that point.
All it is it puts them in position not to pay him more money than they have to. And if you saw the thumbnail, Udoka had a coin. He had 2 sides of a coin. There's multiple sides of a coin. There's really 3 sides of a coin, but there's definitely at least 2 sides of a coin. And we only been looking at one side of a coin. Tonight we looked at the other side of the coin. Nia Long, she's the side part. You know how you can roll the coin. She's the side. She's definitely the victim in this. But as far as what's going, the side piece, right? So, with all that being said, let's wait till we get all the information, or not, and just move on, because he obviously did something wrong. Let's move on, and let's not. Because for me, I'm like, sports is almost done now. If we're going to be emotional about everything now, and this is going to be a man versus woman thing when it comes to sports, then I don't know if it was such a good idea to keep trying to integrate this thing and make everything so egalitarian. Does that make me black still because I use that word, egalitarian?
No, I got your card in holding now.
I don't know. John looks like he about to put it under review.
Right.
I'm thinking.
He said, I'm thinking. So what you guys looking forward to this weekend? I'm looking forward to Jackson State again to go undefeated. I'm looking for the Raiders to bounce back. What are you guys looking forward to?
My Noles to go to 4-0 this weekend. Hosting Boston College. Let's go. Pick it up, boys.
Man, y'all
Pick it
playing
up.
some more
Let's
stuff.
get that- let's get that
When y'all
done.
gonna play somebody? When y'all gonna play somebody?
About 3 weeks.
This coming from the guy that when you actually did play one team, you went on the road and lost.
Oh, wow.
Look, we lost on the road.
You talking about the U.
It'll be all right, though.
But besides that, the first 2 weeks of the NFL season were drunk on Sunday, so we'll see if week 3 bring more of it, because the first 2 weeks were incredibly insane with finishes and comebacks and stuff. Looking forward to that. And last thing I'd like to note, 2 weeks, 13 days, hockey season, puck drop.
All right. Thank
My
y'all.
weekend. Well, hold up real quick. My weekend consists of potentially becoming very irate if the Raiders lose and become 0-3. But I'm trying to watch the game, trying to get to this back to 1-2. If somebody walks in front of my TV
Baby powder, please. Baby
Hey
powder.
man, just don't have Junior over there this weekend, man.
Baby powder. He gonna have baby powder all on his hands too. You gotta teach him young. You gotta teach him young. Hey, make sure y'all like, subscribe. Thank y'all for hacking in. Business Decision Sports brought to you by the E.B.H. Black Show. It's them 4 horsemen, and we out. Thank you for Macho Man Randy Average. Oh, wait. Did anyone check on Josh's kids? We ain't heard about the kids. Is the kids all right, Josh?
We need. They're fine. They're okay.
What, they getting out of hand over there?
No, because he was.
It's a running gag by the Nacho fan that anytime the Steelers or Penguins lose, a kid gets cracked.
Right, for no reason. Peace.
Oh, that was an accident.
Adoka, keep it in your pants, Brody.
I got your back, Adoka. I'm gonna ride with you, my dude. It takes 2 or 3 in your case.
Need a long, give me a call.